Hey everybody, Happy New Year. I hope you survived 2021. This is Marc from Sattui coming at you with the first recipe for our Wine of the Month Club of 2022. And it also is going to be the perfect pairing with our brand new release of the 2018 Preston Cabernet Sauvignon. So today, what I'm going to be making to show this wine off to its maximum is a Fig and Roquefort Crostini. And that's going to be garnished with a little fresh torn basil as well. Now this is a great appetizer hors d'oeuvre that you can make for any parties or just when you want to treat yourself to something delicious with your cab. Now first you're going to want to grab your favorite baguette, and I prefer a sweet French rather than a sour for this particular recipe. And so we're gonna make 6 croustades, and we're just gonna make some slices on an angle, or what they call the bias, and we're gonna want about a 1/4 inch thickness. Now as a kid, I really didn't like figs, and the real only reason was that we had a 200-year-old fig tree in my backyard, and my job was to go around and pick up all of those that we had missed picking at their best ripeness from the tree and were rotting on the ground. But now I have a whole new liking for them. They bring such a depth of earth, but also, of course, extreme sweetness to dishes. And that's something that's very, very key with our bolder tannic wines. So once we've got our 6 croustades laid out on a baking sheet, just some extra virgin olive oil, and drizzle liberally over each. And then quite simply, just a little salt and fresh cracked black pepper. And then we're gonna pop this into a 425-degree oven, and I would suggest using like the top rack, and that's gonna keep the tops getting a little bit more on the toasty instead of just the bottoms getting nice and toasted. And this is gonna take just about 5 to 8 minutes or so, just until you start to see that nice light golden brown on the top. All right, guys, I think we're ready. Perfect, got that nice golden brown on top. And now it's time to throw it all together. So let's start with our fig compote. And if you can't find compote, a fig jam is gonna work fine, essentially almost the exact same thing. And we're gonna get a nice spread across the top of each croustade. So once our fig compote is on our croustades, it's time to add the star of the show, which is Roquefort, and actually known for over a century as what they call the king of blue cheeses. This is not an extremely pungent blue, but has a nice sweet and earthy tone to it as well. So just by hand, you can take nice clumps of your Roquefort right on top of that fig compote. Now, Roquefort is actually aged in caves in France, and it must be there a minimum of 6 years to be deemed a true Roquefort. And now it's back into that same 425-degree oven, except for this time, it's only gonna be about 1 to 2 minutes, or just until this Roquefort is nice and melty and beginning to bubble. In they go. Now it's always a good thing to remember, if you're going to be just trying to melt something, never go into the bottom of the oven. That's just closer to where that heat source is. So by going to the top, we have more of that oven effect to just the tops of this. Oh, look at those beauties. All right, guys, and it's really simple to finish it up. Just grab some fresh basil, and we're just going to tear some of this to lay over the top. Now, interestingly enough, to have herbs or any kind of herbaceousness can really set off Cabernet Sauvignons. And this Preston 18 has a very slight sweet herbaceousness that I wanted to mirror. That's why I've gone with the basil. Go ahead and get them out onto a plate for everybody to enjoy. Now, just before serving, one of my favorite things to do is just to drizzle a little bit more of this fresh extra virgin olive oil. I can't wait to dig in. Absolutely perfect. Same reason why we love Snicker bars, salty, fatty, and sweet. Well, until next month, you guys, happy eating, good drinking, and Happy New Year. Cheers.